discussion. I always like to reason football with Craig Butler. I tell people that he's one of the men that me like dark football with, especially when it comes to you know that kind of analysis about development and what we need to do to get our players and get our team competitive in the world. That kind of discussion there. Craig Butler, me like have that discussion with Craig Butler. Yeah? He's not just on the ear, me and Craig Butler talk about them something. We talk about them something other way. Purely football discussion. Me and Craig Butler not talk about the sky and the trees, you know. Strictly football we talk. Yeah. Because he's a man who eat, sleep, drink, breathe football. Them kind of man. And you see the result there. You see him do something from a local football perspective that many thought were unthinkable at the time. You see Leon Bailey now, you see Whisper now gone up at Chelsea. Coming right out of the heart of Jamaica. See? So it's not a normal thing. So I have a huge amount of respect for him. To the extent where people accuse me, say, boy, me a work fee, man. I pay me money and me apology fee, apologize for them. We don't pay them something up. You understand? But I tell the two people that Jamaica will be like that football. And are two very unpopular people in terms of you see Craig Butler and Rudolph Speed, we talk football with them two man from now. Yeah, because I think them man there so deeply entrenched in the football that a heart and soul discussion you can have with them man about football. They disagree about certain things, you know. Yeah, agree about certain things. But me, we talk to the man about football. When we interview the man about football on the station, 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to interview my crickets and Raymond and this. Without apology. Yeah. Anyway, having said that, Craig said some things yesterday that alerted me to try to get the other side of the story. Yeah. Yeah, man. He said something, especially the part of the camp. We were going on finding about it when the caller started. This caller called and raised the point of the relationship between Whisper and the father. Now, we hear a whole argument back and forth on other platforms. Hear some of the things from Craig Butler about that relationship. But if you notice, people on this program, I have kept away from that discussion. And yesterday, I feel we never eventually stay away from the discussion because of how it unfolded. It is precisely that why we want to stay away from it. Anyway, the bridge in the car raised it and Craig went into it. First of all, let me say this. I reached out to the father of Whisper yesterday, last night really, late in the evening. His name is Mr. Odile Richards, the first brother. Yeah man, called him yesterday. And I said to him, say, Craig was on the show yesterday, it was yesterday. I'm going to you come talk to your side of the story because particularly the issue about the relationship with you and your son. He said some things. I try to stop him from saying some of them, because I can't verify them. So I want you come give a kind of counterbalance, give me the other side of the story. That's how good sound journalism is, basically. Alright. He never really want to come on here. What he said to me basically that he will give me the information and me too. See, he said no. More you come to it would be more like a credible balancing act if you come out and talk. He said no. He said listen to the show. Yeah man, he said he's a sports explosion listener, so he know everything we're going on. See? So, we had him talk for about an hour, and probably more than an hour. We had him talk like we are buried in a long time. It's that kind of discussion that we had him. And we are giving all perspectives about the whole thing, and even giving people perspective. First of all, some allegations were made against him, and him denied them behavior. That is, one time we try and narrow down the invitation. So listen what you do. I'm not going to carry you on the radio. I'm going to get in a deep, long discussion about you. But what I want you to do, I want you to come on the air, on the radio, and deny
these specific things. We even itemize them for you. So you see them things where Craig said, more you give me your perspective on them. The first thing we discussed about was I think some impression was given that Mr. Richards wanted to send him son, give away him son, or sell him son to Qatar. Mr. Richards said that is the furthest thing from the truth. And he even furnished me with information and evidence to prove that it was not true. There was an invitation from a club in Qatar for Whisper to come to Qatar for 2 days, 2 weeks, for some trial. The invitation, no money would have been passed, no payments would have been made. It was just an invitation for a trial. We see the letter of invitation. And the invitation, because Whisper is a minor, the invitation was extended to his guardian as well, which is his father. And of course, he was pondering the invitation, because it's an invitation, you know.
Remember, say, Whisper is here still a schoolboy. And of course, as outlined in the invitation letter, this was not a contract, but if they bring him to Qatar and look at him and they are impressed, then there could be further, discussions about him signing a professional contract. Now, these are the important part of it. Mr. Richards also furnished me with information and evidence to prove that Greg Butler was actually privy to these discussions. Yeah. And at one point, offers were even made to Mr. Butler for some funding to be made available for his Phoenix Academy. So therefore, at no point in this process was Mr. Richards thinking of selling his son to Qatar. Well, I don't know if you could have come to that conclusion. An offer was made, and the decision was made to take up the offer, figure for the youth go do the trials. And his father would have gone with him because he was a minor. That was not, Mr. Richards said that was not any plan to sell his son to Qatar. So unequivocally, he said there was no plan for him to sell him to Qatar, and Mr. Butler was a part of that whole discussion and that whole shenanigans there. But that's not the first thing he denied vehemently. I think Craig, I was trying to stop Craig, for some of the things we were saying, but he went down the line and kind of implied, say, the reason why Whisper and his father fall out is because some level of, I think, we don't remember if he get as far as we say, abuse took place. But if that impression was given, Mr. Richards is also denying that. He said not like that. That is not the real reason. Now when we get to the nitty-gritty of it, we're going to tell you what Mr. Richards said caused the fallout. What he thinks caused the fallout. Or the point at which the fallout took place. The next thing he wanted to deny, I think at one point when Craig get up in his feelings, he spoke about giving him money. Because giving Mr. Richards money and that him collect money from, I think he said, Casey. Mr. Richards is vehemently and unequivocally denying that he took any money from Casey. See? He want to make it clear. As me tell the people, up to this morning, me invite the man again. If you come on the show, come talking. Up to this morning, half an hour ago. Come here, say it better. You come deny them something. Him said, no, to furnish with enough information. You articulate it. Him say, my work is. Him say, my gift is. So me to articulate it. I'm doing it. Another one again was, another one that he is vehemently denying. I think it was insinuated that when Whisper was to make the move to England, including the trials at Newcastle and all of them something, that he, the senior Richards, in some way tried to block Whisper from going to England. He said, no. He said everything single time Whisper was seeking to travel, he was the one who provided the passport. Yeah. he was the one who provided the passport. So he's denying, they itemize them four main thing we might deny vehemently. We say, you come tell your side of the story. He said, no, Maverick, you tell the story for me. I don't know if the listeners will be satisfied with that. But I don't think him close the door to a potential interview in the future. But him say, never want to talk. Him say, he want me to talk. But Craig was here and spoke, so me I come now represent the other side of the story. There's another important thing in the equation where we need to know. Mr. Richards and Greg Butler used to work together at Phoenix. I asked him how long him there at Phoenix. So I said from 2017 until when? Like last year? Or somewhere this. So it's somewhere in the region of 5 or 6 years in the Mount Greg and Phoenix. Mr. Richards traveled to Europe with the young Phoenix players. Belgium and Germany, and I saw pictures of him with young Whisper and the other youngsters in Phoenix, and along with Mr. Butler and company. So they had a good working relationship. But ask Mr. Richard, at what point did the relationship between you and Whisper go sour? Him say it went sour at the point when Whisper exploded into popularity. And he then started to ask, as a father, some pertinent questions as to the way forward for you. Like him start question and say, all right, now, we're at this point now, the business part of it, we have to take care of it, but, just keep me in the loop about whatever move we're going to make and how we are going to deal with the thing from here in terms of your business. If say when him start ask them kind of questions, him start come under pressure. Him say that is when the relationship between both him and Mr. Butler and his son gets sour. Yeah? I said we ask him about the interview we do on TVJ with Brian Lewis, what the program name again? Center Zone. And the thing we say when him done with Whisper and all them. Him say, well, to be honest with you, when I spoke with him, as we said, we talked to him for a while, and plus we talked to him again this morning, it never sound the level of finality when we hear in the interview with the presenter. So it never sound like the bridge as the bridge crumbled to that extent when I spoke to him. I mean, I remember some people me tell them, say, would I love broker this deal and peace between Whisper and his father. Would I love to do it. I know that we develop a rapport with him father. We still would make it the mission. Because me I tell you, say, tears are going to cry down the road if this relationship you don't fix. And it's the man's father, and it's the man's son. So other tone let me take to the discussion with him. But having said all of that, I want to say this now. On behalf of Hits 92 FM, the Sports Explosion, the Maverick as a host of the show, I want to unequivocally apologize for any hurt or damage that might have been caused by anything that Mr. Butler said about Mr. Odin Richards yesterday on the show. Yeah, I want to forthrightly, and he never asked me for this, but me I do this. Me I unequivocally apologize. Because as me said, he has a different story to these key points, a different side to the story of these key points that were raised by Mr. Butler yesterday. He say he never tried to sell his son to parties in Qatar. And Mr. Butler was a part of that Qatari discussion. He said the abuse allegations are over the top. Not more than the regular father-son kind of thing. Sometimes as a father you have to put your son in line. Yeah, you have to put your kids in line. He said nothing over the top to the extent that the impression was being given. And he said he want to make sure that the KC people, his issue of the relationship with KC, he not collect $1 from KC. He said KC need help. more than anybody I'm going to take. Now when Craig said it, I thought he worked for KC. He said no, just a KC bar student, and him ensure him show me on a picture of Whisper first day at Kingston College. And the allegations that he tried to stop Whisper from making the move to England. He said up to when Whisper went to that Newcastle trial, when he ended up running at Chelsea, he was the one who provided the passport and the support, the parental support for Whisper baby. So again, on behalf of Hits and Sports Exposure, the Maverick one said, unequivocal apologies to any kind of hurt or damage or discomfort that Mr. Richards might have felt by some of the things that were said on the show yesterday. Good, sir. Can I retract them at this stage? You can't retract them.